Hey Krista, I wanted to just take a second and point a couple things out, just show you to help you orient, just make you aware of some of the things that you can take advantage of to make this a little bit easier to communicate with me. So this is your homework. This is the exact problem you're looking at. You see I can look at exactly where you were working on. And if you look over on this right-hand side over here, there's this Ask My Instructor a Question button. I was trying to tell you that over text last night, but if you hit this button, what that does is that sends a specific email to me, and if you can, you can try to explain what's going on. If you have any work that you can type in here, that would be awesome. But more often than not, if people just say like, "Can you please help me with this?" When you send this, the reason I really enjoy this feature is because it's going to send me a link to the exact problem you're working on, and I'll show you what that looks like on my end. But do use this button over here in the My Math Lab. It makes it a lot easier for me to see the exact same problem, and you don't have to type it in. So I don't have my Smart Pen with me. Yeah, so here's what it looks like on my end, and it will give me a specific link to your problem, which is really helpful for me. So it looks like you got the problem eventually, but I'm going to go through and explain this. Again, I usually have this LiveScribe pen, but I left it at work, so I'm going to kind of type through this answer and we'll talk about it. This is just like in an equation with an equal sign, but when everything's equal to 0, you just need to get the stuff that's not x on the other side. So your first step is always going to be distribute. We can't do anything until we get rid of those parentheses. So here I'm going to distribute the 1/4, and we're going to get 1 over 4x. Here we distribute 1/4 to -3, and that's going to give us -3 over 4. Now we're going to distribute this positive 2/3. Positive 2/3 times x is going to be a plus 2/3 x, and then positive 2/3 plus 1 is plus 2/3, and then it is greater than or equal to 0. And now what we're going to do is let's combine our like terms. I have 1/4 x and 2/3 x. So I'm going to use my calculator. 1/4 plus 2/3 is 11/12. So I'll kind of underline these, maybe put them in a different color or something. So I'm going to combine the red terms because those both have x's. Again, 1/4 x plus 2/3 x is going to give us 11 over 12 x. And then I combine a -3/4 and a plus 2/3. -3/4 plus 2/3 is -1/12. So that's going to be a -1/12. So again, I just combined this 3/4 and this -3/4 and positive 2/3, and then I carry this symbol down. Still greater than or equal to 0. Again, the sign only flips when we multiply or divide by a negative. Now I need to get rid of this -1/12. So here's probably the step where you got stuck. You look at this and you say, I'm not really sure what to do. Well, what you do is you move the stuff that doesn't have an x over to the other side. This is a -1/12 x, so what we'll do is we'll add 1/12 to both sides. So it's going to be 11 over 12 x. Oops. This is a lot easier when I don't have to type it all out, but we'll make it work. So it's going to be, we have this -1/12, right? And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to add 1/12 to both sides. 1/12 over here. And then we put our greater than or equal sign. And then we have a 0. And then again, I added 1/12 over here. So I'm also going to add 1/12 over on this side, whatever you do to the left-hand side. And then we've got this -1/12 plus 1/12. Those are going to cancel out, right? So all that's going to be on the right-hand side is a 11 over 12 x. And then we've got greater than or equal to 0 plus 1 over 12 is 1 over 12. And now, to get rid of this 11/12 in front of the x, what we do is we're going to multiply both sides by the reciprocal of that fraction. So that's how we get rid of fractions next to our variables. So I'm going to recopy this. What we're going to do is on the left-hand side, we're going to do multiplication, and we're going to multiply that by we flip the fraction over and it's going to be 12 over 11, right? So this is the step we're adding here. And then we're going to do the same thing over to the other side. So we're going to multiply, also multiply the right-hand side. Whoops. Multiply the right-hand side by 12 over 11. What does this give you? If you do this in the calculator, it just equals 1, right? 12 over 11 times 11 over 12, those cancel out. That's why we do that whole reciprocal thing. And what we get here is these two cancel out, and we just get x, and then this greater than or equal sign comes down. And 1 over 12 times 12 over 11 is going to be 1 over 11. And so I think the problem that we were getting stuck on was up here when is 0. Just move that stuff over to the other side. I'm going to, again, try to use that Ask My Instructor a Question button. Sorry if this was long. Again, if I use a pen, it usually works a lot better, but it's not with me today. So I hope this helps.